Hello, and welcome to Horror Hangout with Amy. I don't know how perfect that was. Oh, not too off. What do y'all think? I have a new setup. These were both put in. Thanks to the command strips. Thank you. Are they just called command strips? I think they are. I am also very excited to show you guys that I've fixed Michael up. I think Michael was here last time. I can't remember. This is a lovely fake plant. It's there. It's great. Groot is here because Groot should always be here, because why not? That's the same. And, of course, one of my favorite horror movies, Us. And then we've got Stranger Things back there. I am, if you are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. I'm live. I have my computer, which is like, that's a whole nother thing, but I am live on YouTube. That is youtube.com/Amy Cassandra. I am live on Facebook. What is my thing on Facebook? I think it's just facebook.com/Amy Cassandra Martinez. Let's try it. And I am also live on, that's wrong. Facebook always gives me a hard time. I am live on Twitch as well, twitch.com/Amy Cassandra MTZ. Now, I have just tweeted out the link. This is live. This is very much live. I said that in my Instagram stories, and I'm like, no, like there's live and then there's very much live, which is like my cats are in the background, like trying to tear down our curtains. That's not true. It's only E.T. You guys, E.T. has gotten so big. If you were here a while ago, you will have seen him. He was this big when we got him, and now he's like this big. So hopefully I will get them to make an appearance. Also, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I do, hold on. Come on, Facebook. You always give me a hard time. I'm just trying to open you up. Whoa, that sounds scary. Here we go. Quality. I guess I don't need it to be a great quality, right? As long as you guys can see it. Just getting all of the chat available. Here we go. All right. So I don't know what I was saying. Oh, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that once I am done with this, that you check out my other trailer reactions. E.T., please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Oh, he wants me to have more light, more natural light. I got it. I just don't want strangers looking into our apartment. That's all. The pool is right outside, and people are like swimming like there's no pandemic going on. So that's great. But yeah, I did a one trailer reaction this week. I'm not going to tell you what it is. So just watch that. Lance, thank you so much over here on YouTube for those lovely emojis. If you guys could see E.T. right now, if you could see him. Checking over here on Facebook. Now for Twitch. Let me see if I can open it up. Here we go. For Twitch, hi, Wolf is the name. I really want to get some cool stuff. So if I can have 5 of you guys interacting at once, I get something. That's it. So if you guys would like to do that, that would be great. I used to do this show on Fridays at approximately 1 p.m. Pacific time. I should have a live feed of what ET's doing. Just know that sometimes if I gasp, it's because he's halfway up our curtains. Yeah, I used to do this at 1 p.m. on Fridays, but a lot of stuff changes, and sometimes I can't really go on at the same time every single time. So Saturdays at 2 p.m. Pacific time will for sure work. And I had asked you guys, and you said Saturdays worked best for you. So today was an experience because I'm like, it's Saturday. But I was like, oh, wait, I have the show today. So I put on makeup for y'all. So feel free to chat in the comments. I know there's several of you guys watching on YouTube. This is a safe space. So if you have any questions, any comments, anything at all, please let me know. And we can chat in there. Now, I think that's all I had to say before we fully get into the show. Okay, so there was some cool stuff going on this week besides the 7 movies that I saw. I don't know why I saw so many. Sometimes it's a struggle to watch 3 because, I don't know. Like, it's a struggle usually to watch 4, but I said that I would always watch at least 3 for you guys. But yeah, I saw 7. So before we get into those, Kevin Smith shared some words, basically said that there might be a Tusk 2 happening. Which, if you were here a few episodes ago, you will know that I talked about Tusk not too long ago. So, producer, I have a question. What does that mean? What do I need to do? Do I need to switch over to Zoom? Okay. So yeah, like I had a lot of feelings about Tusk because if you like horror, body horror, then I guess it's great for you. But if you're terrified by it, then you'll be like, which is like I was. So I am opening Zoom. So just so you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm kind of curious because the way that the first one ended, like, it's pretty dark, you know? So if there is potential for more, I'd be interested. But, like, what do you have to say, you know? There's also a lot of stuff going on with Blumhouse, a lot of new releases for things. So if there are movies that you guys are watching, please let me know in the comments below. Please reach out to me on all of my social media handles. That is, oh shoot, I think it's right here. Yeah, because this is Spielberg and E.T. Perfect. Okay, so I think that's it. Hi. Oh, good. I thought I missed it on Friday. You did not miss it on Friday, Sam. We have officially moved to only Saturdays at 2 p.m. And you know, I have to be real with y'all. I was pretty bummed about it because I was like, what? We will have Friday the 13th in the future. But you know what's going to happen on Saturday? Saturday later this year? I don't know, small little holiday called Halloween. So it's going to work out. And it's always going to be at 2 p.m. So I can guarantee that for y'all. Okay, let's get to talking about these movies. Hold on a sec. Okay, here we go. The very first one that I saw this week was a movie that was actually just released, and it was made in quarantine, which we knew these movies were going to happen because, duh, that's how movies work, right? They reflect real life. But Host on Shudder is great, and I think that it has been getting a lot of praise on social media, and rightfully so. You've seen those. Hold on a sec. There we go. You've seen. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm talking about graphics right now. We're just getting everything situated for you guys. Okay, so I can exit out of Google Meet. Yes. Just nod. Okay. But doesn't that change everything with Zoom? So the framing changes. All right. Okay, I'm exiting out of Google Meet in case you wanted to know, guys. Here we go. Is everything good? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? Everything looks great, really? I worked so hard though. The framing is completely different. But you know what? You can still see Michael, so all is well. So, Host, it came out, like I said, earlier this year. Very exciting. There's not too many people in it that can get very overwhelming. If you've seen Unfriended and Unfriended 2, I want to say The Dark World, but that's not right. The Lost World? No, that's not right. Whatever, if you saw the second one, you kind of understand what these movies are. They're semi-found footage-y, not really. But yeah, I think this movie Host does a really, really good job of being good. And most importantly, not dragging on for 5 years. It was under an hour. And the fact that they did this in quarantine, like taping their phones here and like just doing all of those things, just it worked perfectly. They made this kind of genre of horror so much better, and I'm very, very happy for them. Now checking in with what you guys thought about this. Yeah, guys, I know. Tusk 2, yeah, Halloween on Saturdays. Maybe a special Friday the 13th episode? Maybe. 24-hour live stream on Halloween. You're insane, Sam, but maybe. Guys, I've got plenty of light. Thank you, though. The Dark Web. Thank you, Summer. The Dark Web, not the Lost World. Why did I keep dragging world into it? Unfriended, the Dark World. The Dark Web, yes. So Host was great. If you guys haven't seen it, it did come out on Shudder. Pretty cool. Hold on, there's too many things open right now. All right. Yeah, if you guys watched it, let me know what you really thought about it. Like I said, there wasn't too many characters. There was a few that you're like, oh my God, you're so annoying. You're the one that basically caused all of this chaos. But we always have to have that kind of character in a horror movie. You know, the one person that kind of screws things up so that a lot of, events after that happen. But then you also have the person that takes it really seriously. And I think they did a great job with that. The acting was fantastic. Yeah, pretty some good kills, but most importantly, really awesome effects. Where I was like, oh, how they do that? Like, your stereotypical, oh my gosh, all the drawers are open. It's basically, if you don't know, it's about it's a group of friends that try to do a virtual seance, basically, and stuff goes down. That is not a huge spoiler because that happens in the first few minutes. After that, you're on your own. But it's great. It's great. And I think there is hope for people that want to make movies in quarantine. There is hope that we can do that safely and that we can make horror movies that are good in quarantine. The practical effects were really surprising. Yes, Hunter, totally. If you're watching this later, don't look at the chat if you don't want to be spoiled. But if you do, there is a moment. There's plenty of moments where you're like, what? So yeah, highly recommend you watch it. Okay, moving on to the next video movie. Where'd it go? Okay. Okay, I've been talking about Chucky movies for the past several weeks. Hey, E.T., can you chill? Don't eat our curtains. I'm only gonna stop if it's severe, and he looks like he's never been fed in his life. He's chomping down. Holy moly. Crap, guys, that was intense. Okay, if it's okay, Hunter, don't worry. Okay, so yes, I've been talking a lot about Chucky because I guess it all started with the series trailer that we got. Or it wasn't a trailer, but it was the news that we got it. And I've talked about a lot of them. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to come here? Hold a sec. Oh, are you tired? Oh, now you're tired? No. Hello, I'm E.T. and I will be doing the show from now on. Welcome. I really liked Chucky movies until I saw Seed of Chucky. It was weird. No, but seriously, it was. I have seen Seed of Chucky. That looked so good. Wait, you just stay there. That looked great. Yeah. I've talked about the rest of them before Seed of Chucky. So if you're curious about my thoughts on those, check the previous episodes of Horror Hangouts. But yeah, why was Seed of Chucky so bad? It didn't have to be. Like, here's the thing though. Here are the highlights, because I'm not going to focus on all of the negative aspects of the movie. Here are the good things. We got a crap ton more Jennifer Tilly in it, which was great, because her as Tiffany is fantastic. It was very meta, because we saw her as Tiffany and we saw her as Jennifer Tilly, and there was this one moment where Tiffany says, like, oh, Jennifer Tilly's gonna, I'm not doing the voice exactly, obviously it's not the same, but Jennifer Tilly's gonna be me. Oh gosh, she has a great voice. I love her voice. I love those moments. It's really good. It's angelic. Oh, I thought you were saying that I was angelic. I got awkward fast. Yeah, so I thought that was a great part of it. Glenn and Glenda, that whole situation, at first I was like, that's kind of, is it offensive? Like, I'm not gonna just jump on things just to be like, that's offensive, you know? I am just, especially with the way things have been happening in 2020, I just want us to like open our eyes to things that maybe we didn't always think were offensive or racist or that, but I'm also not gonna be like, everything's, you know, bad. So I just kind of like took it one scene at a time. And a lot of people online were saying like, this is great. Like Chucky and Tiffany did a great job of handling Glenn/Glenda's sex, like gender. Yeah, it was great. I think they did a great job. And the appearance of Glenda is a whole other thing. Like, it looks like Glenn and Glenda, they were just made by a completely different company, which is kind of funny because you're like, they're all made in Japan. But I don't know. There's something, and maybe it's more of the not animation. I don't know what to call it, but whatever that is, it just doesn't move correctly. And when I say correctly, I mean like the way they had previously established it with Tiffany and with Chucky. Tiffany did get a little bit of an upgrade, like very 2000s. This movie came out in 2004. So if you're looking at the title that I'm talking about, yes, 2000s horror movies is what I'm also talking about. Yeah, you know, it's not great, but I don't know if it's better than Child's Play 3 or not. Seen Glenn or Glenda. It's an Ed Wood movie, right? No idea. Oh, yes, yeah. There's a Glenn and Glenda in Seed of Chucky. What? You can tell me. Yeah, it is. Glenn and Glenda is an Ed Wood movie. Okay. But yeah, like this was fine, guys. It was fine. If you want to skip it, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, especially the way that things ended with Bride of Chucky. I'm like, crap, that was so, sorry, E.T. looks adorable. That was so great. It was great. Several years have passed, so if you're looking for a baby Seed of Chucky, we'd never get that. He's a semi-full grown adult, sort of, I guess. Don't really know how old he is. But he's just looking for his parents. Or she. Yeah, it's interesting. And the ending, you're like, okay, cool, we're gonna keep these going. Not the best, but okay. So I will be watching, what is it, Curse of Chucky, I guess is the next one. I'll watch that. And then I'll watch, after Curse of Chucky, it's just this last one, right? With Chuck. No, there's another one. Cult. I always forget about Cult for good reason. But you know what? I'm gonna try it. And look, as a true fan of Chucky, I do want to watch all of them again. So I'm doing that for you. You're welcome. This next movie is on Shudder. Urban Legends Final Cut. All right. Where do I start? This is the second one, I guess. It's a sequel. Did not see the first one. I was literally just going through Shudder, and I just saw it. And I was like, ooh, Eva Mendes, how great. Anthony Anderson, great. And then Warner from Legally Blonde, and crap, what's her name? Shoot. Oh, that is Joey Lawrence, I believe. You're welcome, Mark F. You're welcome for the sacrifice. Crap, what's her name? Crap, wait, I looked it up and I already forgot. Shoot. Well, she is in House, and she's also, I believe, in Once. She's the one in the poster all the way to the right. Anyway, so yes, okay. This movie is not great, but it's not that bad. They severely underuse Eva Mendes, and I would also say Anthony Anderson. I'm gonna tell you guys what it's about. Just so, I don't know, it's just so I'm not alone in this. I always like kind of try to figure out, like, do I want to tell you guys more about it, give you spoilers, or just let you go in blindly? And I'm just going to tell you. So basically, they're in this college. They go to film school, right? This group of students, and they all want to get the Hitchcock Award, which I'm like, okay, cool. And one of like their final assignments is to make their thesis film. So Warner does it, and I'm calling him Warner because of Legally Blonde, and I know that's not his name in this, but that's what I'm gonna do. He does his, and he gets his results back. Like, he gets his grade, results, that's weird. He gets his grade back, and like, it's really bad. And then next thing you know, like, people are saying that he's taken his life. So we're like, what? Why? It's because he did so poorly. Oh no. And then people are trying to move on. Well, he comes back, or so you think. It's his twin brother who had never been mentioned before. What? This year was 2000. Maybe in 2000 we were like, sure, twin brothers that we've never heard of. That makes sense. I just found it so weird. And at that point I was like, oh my God, he didn't really die. Okay, let's do this. I'm the twin brother. They lost me. But I was like, I'm still holding on for dear life. Let's just make this better. And then they just kept going. And obviously, like, people are going to start dying. And then it's like, well, how do they die? And they're trying to make this, I need to figure out her name. What is her name? I'm going to figure it out. Hold on. Have you guys ever seen House? Because if you haven't, you should watch it. Okay, hold on. What is her name? It's Cameron. It's Cameron in House. But I don't know her real name. And okay, well, I should, let me just finish that off. Hold on. Jennifer Morrison. I'm gonna call her Jennifer. So Jennifer ends up making her thesis film, and it's a horror film with just like a bunch of different, not myths, but like things that have happened in other horror situations, something like that. That's not the big thing. Anyway, so she's doing that, and as she's working on the film, people are dying. So not only is she down some crew members, she's also down friends. It's weird. It's not the best thing, and it's strange to see like where they take this plot, because like, look, a horror movie isn't necessarily about just killing people, right? We got to have a little something more to hold on to. But did everyone do the best they could? Yeah. The writing is okay. Honestly, I think it just comes down to plot. So I'm not going to blame anything else. The deaths were pretty cool. Sometimes I'm like, you could have shown that better. Like, let's get a little more satisfaction. There were some electrocutions and things. There might have been a decapitation or two. You know me, guys. I love a good decapitation moment. And that's what's going to make this not suitable for children. YouTube, I know. Yeah, it's fine. Sam, that is soap opera. Yeah, it is. That is like a soap opera. We like heads to roll. Eric, yes we do. Eric, is this your first time here? Why did I sound like that? Why did that sound like Harry Potter? I'm gonna stop there. Stop there. Did you hear that? Too many accents in my head at once, guys. I need to calm down. But if it is, Eric, welcome. If it isn't, thanks for commenting. Okay, so let's move on to the next one that I saw. Again, reminder that I am on Twitch, and if I get 5 of you guys talking there, then I get something cool. I know there's currently 3 of you there, although one of them might be me. Is that how that works? I'm not sure. And yeah, and I'm also on Facebook. Facebook's looking a little sad, but it's okay. I don't think Facebook gives us anything if there's a lot of you guys there. So if we are mostly congregating on YouTube, then we will do that. But of course, hop on over to Twitch because it's cool. Okay, moving on to the next one, continuing with some 2000s movies, House of Wax. When I tell you guys that I started this movie not knowing what it's about, well, that would be true. That sentence started it off weirdly. Whatever. Like, I really didn't know anything about it. I knew that Paris Hilton was in it and that Jared Padalecki was in it. Fun little fact. Jared Padalecki, him and I shared a teacher, not from the same school, but we shared a teacher at different times. Yeah, she was fantastic. Lance Martin, Oi, House of Wax was horrible. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Chad Michael Murray was also in it. So for my Gilmore Girls fans out there, we got Dean and Tristan in it, which is that's the extent of that excitement there. Yeah, it's not great. Basically, it's a little bit kind of. Last week I talked about Children of the Corn. It's almost like Children of the Corn in that a group of people go to this town and it's not what it seems. That's kind of it. You think the House of Wax is half a bad movie, but it's half an actually pretty good time. The last half is pretty good because like that's when things start happening. Spoiler alert, I guess. What does it take, like 40 minutes, 50 minutes for someone to freaking die? What is this? What is this? No, if I'm watching a horror movie, I want people to die. That makes me sound really crazy. I hope no one ever takes this out of context, but you can't, right? Because I said if you're watching a horror movie. Yeah. It took forever. I like candles though, and this, trust me, this all ties in together. By the way, just got this one. Not sponsored by Mort & Co. candles. That's Waters of the Caribbean. If you've been to Disneyland, right? It's Disneyland, not California Adventure. If you've been to Disneyland, this gets you a very similar smell. They can't put bromine in it, but it gets the vibe, you know? There's also some from other parts of Disneyland, so check them out. Mort & Co. candles on Etsy. Again, not sponsored, but I love candles, and if it were up to me, I'd have a candle in every single freaking room. Considering we live in a studio, it doesn't sound too far off, so who knows? But anyway, wax is pretty cool, right? I knew I was going to tie it in. So wax is pretty exciting, right? But you know what's not exciting? When everything is made out of wax. And when someone goes on top of a bed and like tries to move on top of it, you're like, oh my gosh, that could be horrifying. But you know what doesn't make it horrifying? When you hear it. It's like, it sounds funny. And like, I know that maybe that wasn't the plan. And maybe it was, I don't know. But when someone's running after someone else and when someone's being chased and you're like, oh, no, and you're totally invested, and then you hear the, you're like, what? It took me out of it. But I know we're having some conversations in the YouTube chat right now about Paris Hilton. Here's my take on Paris Hilton. Just because you come from money doesn't mean that your life's going to be easy. And if you want to do something on your own, as much on your own as you can, and you set up your own like view of yourself, you know how she did Simple Life and she did that. Didn't she do a Burger King commercial? Am I making that up? I'm not sure if I am. Like, she had her own say with things. So I don't know. I don't hate Paris Hilton. I don't hate anybody, but I don't not like Paris Hilton because she got a lot of flack for just being herself. And she's actually way smarter and way nicer than people think. I've read a lot of stories, and I think we should be kinder to Paris Hilton. That's it, I guess. So she didn't do that bad in this, but here's this thing. You might have heard about it. It's called the token black friend, and this is exactly, and it's a perfect example of that. She's with this guy, and he's the token black friend, and everyone else that gets killed, we get to see their death. We get to see their kill. Did we see how he gets killed? No. Did we see the second that no, they just did it off screen. And honestly, the order of the deaths are so weird. I'm like, we barely know these characters. These should have been the first to go. Like, it's not great. Carl's Jr. commercial. Thank you, Lance. Ishi Locos. I'm not sure if that's right. But I tried my best. Thank you. Keep grinding. Thank you. You too. Yeah, it wasn't great. There's a lot of like women can't do anything kind of thing. And Chad Michael Murray is like doing all this stuff. And I really thought Dean was gonna have more. Jared Padalecki was gonna do more with it. Or like have a bigger role, but he didn't. And I'm like, okay, so like he wanted to be in the movie and you gave him like a little bit. I don't know. The idea though, which I think is cool, is here's a spoiler. If you don't want to know what it's about, wait 45 seconds. So basically, like people end up getting stuck inside wax. So it's like the entire town is just frozen in wax, and that's how they die, right? So this guy, I'm not going to explain that part, but like they do that, right? So if you think about it, it's like you're stuck in that forever, and it just had so much more potential. There's also like the idea of, when you're melting away, especially at the end, when the whole house of wax, roll credits, melts, it's like feels peaceful. It feels like all the bad is just like gone. And maybe that's like the idea, right? Mark F, please embellish what you mean about waxing poetic about the movie. But yeah, like there was hope there. And there could have been, I think I talked about this earlier in this show, but the idea that just because it's a horror movie doesn't mean that it can't be deep. You can have layers to it, and I feel like they could have expanded it. So yes, definitely if you want to learn more, excuse me, this is live. If you want to learn more about the plot, please read the chat right now. They didn't really do too much, and I feel like they could have done more with it. I guess that's my biggest gripe with it. Your average kind of deaths, but the biggest thing is what I started off talking about. Okay, next we are gonna talk about the next 3 movies. And okay, I think from here on out there are no 2000s movies. Hi, I'm doing a show right now. That was Spielberg. Okay, so Ringu, 1998. I believe this is on Shudder. Is that right? Yes. You guys may have heard of this movie called The Ring. Do you guys remember when that came out? I remember my mom and I, we went, I don't know if we found it at Walmart or where, but they had the VHS tape of The Ring. And I was like, oh, let's get it. Did we watch it on VHS? No. I was like, but it's a prop. Wow, I should have known then that I would eventually fall in love with horror movies. Aw. But yeah, Ringu 1998 is the OG. So that's what us Americans took. Yeah, I have to start off by saying that this very much, that graphic is insane. This movie is not your typical horror. It's very much like, it's got drama, it's got suspense elements. It's very like in the same way that Bunny Lake is Missing is a horror movie, this is a horror movie, I would say. There are some deaths, but it's not crazy insane. There are some eerie things, but the best part about this movie is that, one, it is not made in America. I feel like I've talked about this a lot, but it's the idea that we should continuously embrace movies from other cultures that we wouldn't normally, right? So most of us have seen The Ring. So why not like go back to the original, right? And watch their original take, on it. Two, they don't rely on like weird CGI that rhymes. There's this moment that I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. But there's this moment that like they could have easily just gone like really CGI and weird, but it feels so natural that it makes it 10 times more terrifying. But again, if you're looking for like massive jump scares with like crazy deaths and like blah, blah, that's not that kind of movie. It is very like that's not a word, but that's the best way I could explain it. Yeah. What else can I say? I don't want to. Yeah, watch it. Just watch it. If you are on Shudder, watch it. If you're not on Shudder, get on Shudder. It's not too much more money than you're paying for other stuff, right? So $4.75, $5 something. I don't know. Can everyone still see me? I know YouTube got a little weird. Hunter, I like the only reason that it's not debatable the way Bunny Lake may. There's a what? What are we talking about? Yeah, well, anyway, watch it, period. Okay, this next movie that maybe you don't have to watch right away, it's called Chopping Mall in 1986. Now, guys, when you hear a really great title like Chopping Mall and you're like, I need to watch this as soon as possible because I know it's not going to be great, but like, I need to watch it. And then like your excitement for it is almost bigger than like your excitement after watching it. That's what happened. That is what happened. With that being said, though, I watched Chopping Mall, I want to say right after Ringu, which I do not recommend. It's I'm going to tell you what it's about. Okay, are you ready? We might go a little bit over today, but maybe not. Okay, so Chopping Mall basically has these robots going around in the shopping mall so that they take care of like burglars and like any kind of criminal activity. These things end up going bad quickly and they kill people. So there's a group of teenagers, obviously your stereotypical 80s horror movie, right? Teenagers are doing stuff and they get killed. This girl, like her dad owns the mattress store in the shopping mall, and so they all like go and have a party in the shopping mall and get it on. And that's why they're there in the shopping mall. It's so weird. What this movie made me realize is that funnily enough, I miss shopping malls. I miss the freaking food court. Like it doesn't have the best food, but I miss it. I miss those scary escalators. Fun little fact about me, I'm not the biggest fan of escalators. I miss all of that. I miss the screaming kids like, wow, just, I want Build-A-Bear. I miss shopping malls. Other thing that made me realize was that, like, I love me a fun little, I don't know if it's a practical effect or anything, but when you get gory and like disgusting about your deaths and you have a fun little easy plot to follow like that, I'm like, yeah, all right, this is great. I'm not going to tell you all the deaths, but they have fun and they mix them up. So they could all have just been these little robots, roll them over, right? No, they have fun with it. Was it great? No. Was it fun? Yes. I do have fun. I have a fun fact about that. Please correct me, producer, if I'm wrong. But this was the last movie to have a cigarette vending machine on screen. That's a fun fact for you. Yeah, Hunter. Yeah, could not have expected what Ringu was. Definitely great. Thanks, guys. I did watch Chopping Mall. Is there a name of a horror movie that takes place? Yeah. Okay, guys, please help me. please. There is this horror movie, or maybe it's not a horror movie, but there's this movie that I saw that a majority of it takes place in a mall. And no, it's not Dawn of the Dead, right? Is that the one that you were thinking? It's newish because I saw it and I cannot for the life of me think about what it is. Anyway, so where was I? Chopping Mall. Watch it. Yeah. Don't rush to see it. Don't get super hyped up. Just know it's like a fun popcorn movie. 80s. Just, I think it should be added on to your rotation for Halloween for the entire month of October. Wait, who's leaving? Thank you. Have a nice day. What do you mean? Mall rats? No. The Mist? No, I don't think it's The Mist. The Missy. No. Grocery store. Oh, sorry. Grocery store? Grocery store. There's another one that's like a grocery store. I really like those kinds of movies where people are stuck in a place. Oh, yeah. The Mist is one. Yeah. But no, this is a different one. I think it's on Shudder. Yeah. They started promoting it, so I might watch that this week. But they're just stuck in a place, and then it's just like fun, like grocery store stuff. I don't know. Okay. Intruder. I don't know. Dar in the Mall. I don't know. Oh, have a nice day. Intruder is the grocery store one. But what about the mall one? There is this movie and I can't. Oh, anyway, okay. That's what the robots say. Oh, thank you. I was like, don't leave yet. I'm almost done. Anyway, yeah, watch it. It's fun. Cool deaths. Watch it for the deaths. There's this one There's this one moment though that I'm like, you could have totally saved her. And they're like, oh no, we should go save her. And then they don't. That's it. I was like, but why? Okay, now the last one. I'm not gonna rush this, but I am gonna keep it short only because I don't have great things to say. Tales from the Hood 2. You guys, I talked about the first Tales from the Hood and highly recommend that you watch it. It is so good. You could say timely, but let's be real, it's been timely for a very long time. If you don't know, Tales from the Hood and Tales from the Hood 2 is basically like a horror anthology. Think of like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Trick or Treat. And each story is supposed to, Creepshow, obviously Creepshow too. Each story kind of leaves you with a message. Whether that message is very like eye-opening or helpful or like something that we should really hear or not, that's another thing. If you guys have seen Intruder, if you guys have seen Creepshow and Creepshow 2, let me know which one you prefer. Because I would say the same way that Creepshow 2 is not as good as Creepshow, I would say Tales from the Hood 2 isn't as good as the first Tales from the Hood. And I think part of it was because they rushed to make it. There is, I believe, talk that there's going to be a Tales from the Hood 3, which I would hope that they took their time with it. Now, here are my issues with it. There's 4 stories, and the very first one, their use of characters. So I'm going to briefly tell you about this. It starts off with 2 girls. One is black, one is white. They're best friends. They've been best friends since they were kids. They go to this museum that exploits, I would say, some Black culture. Maybe not necessarily exploits, but offers a chance for people to learn. But these 2 girls, the white one goes in and basically wants a toy. And it's just, it's more of a conversation of how they use these characters. The black, this is spoilers. I still think maybe you should watch it, but definitely watch Tales from the Hood, the first one. The black girl dies first. We don't really see her character do anything else. She dies first, and then our focus becomes the 2 white ones. The 2 white characters. I don't understand what it was trying to tell me. And I think that's why maybe you guys should watch it, because there's a bigger conversation to be had there. I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, it, it's so weird. It is so weird. The second one, I honestly can't remember. The third one was so short, so short. There's vampires, but I'm like, that was like half a story. But the last story is about 45 minutes long. And I'm like, guys, you have 2 hours to work with. Make each one approximately 30 minutes, give or take, so that each one has the full storyline. And then, like, it makes more sense. The last one has a lot to do with like your ancestors and racial relationships in the past and like making sacrifices and a lot of things. The way it ends confuses the crap out of me. With that being said, with all of the things that were said, the brackets were really fun. Keith David is fantastic. And they have a good time. They have a good time with the deaths, I think. Yeah, it's definitely more of a conversation to try and understand what was being said. And yeah, there's more to dissect, but I was left feeling confused and like, wait, that would have meant more if that character didn't die, or if like what was trying to be said. It's confusing. Sam, you love Cute David. He does need to work more. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's a little confusing, but I highly recommend that you watch the very first one. And if you want to know what my thoughts were on that, even though I am not Black, and you should definitely hear this from Black horror fans first, you can just watch previous things. But I do think it's a very great movie, Tales from the Hood, the first one, to watch no matter who you are. There's definitely something that we can all learn from it. And if not, just take it and watch it. Like, I don't know. Just again, I mean, I always say this, but taking in these horror movies that we normally wouldn't. With that being said, I will definitely try to watch another Chucky movie, because why not? We're almost done. And The Intruder, I believe. I'm gonna try to watch that one. Other than that, I don't really know. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. I want to continue this like community, obviously, but I'm trying to figure out what the best way is to continue growing it. I have a nicer setup now, trying to figure out the camera situation and what works best. Google Meet with the quality is way better, but Zoom is what works best for graphics. I am going to be bringing on guests, but I just want everything to be as great as it can be before I start to do that. And that includes some of these graphics here, but Spielberg and ET will stay. Again, though, if you want to follow me right here. Last few questions, if you guys have any. Have I seen Motel Hell? No, I have not. The Strangers. Ooh. Yeah, I don't really. Sorry. Chronos. Have I seen Chronos? No, I saw the other one with the time. Oh shoot, what was it called? Hold on. Oculus. I've seen Oculus. Guys, Oculus is nuts. Anyway, so thank you so much if you were watching on Twitch. That is going to be an ongoing goal of mine, to get some more people on Twitch. I know that it's mainly a gaming platform, gaming, streaming, all that. That being said, I do some gaming. So let me know what kind of games you like. And if you would like me to stream games, like, honestly, I already have makeup on at this point, so I should just kind of use it for more than one thing, right? Thank you so much. If you were watching on Facebook, I really appreciate it. Facebook is a pain in the butt, but but it's great to have a different kind of audience there. And of course, YouTube viewers, thank you so much for always supporting me here and for keeping the chat going. Guillermo, how about Hostel? That's a love movie. Hostel. I don't know. Tell how comedy horror from 80s worth a watch. Know that if you have intense recommendations for me, tweet them at me because this chat does go away, and then I'd have to watch the whole thing again, or at least just like scrub. It's just so much easier for me to see the recommendations on Twitter. Thank you so much, Antoine. Nathaniel, stream that new Fall Guys game, maybe. Ooh, what's that? Producer, do you know what that is? Fall Guys? I don't, we have an Xbox One. Is that all we have? Okay. So whatever I can play on that. I'm really into race car games. I don't know what that says about me. I've been criticized in the past. It's like, oh, that's great for like young boys. I'm like, well, who cares? If it brings us happiness, what does it matter? But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. I am potentially going to be doing a Discord situation. If that's the case, I will let you know. Don't really know the future of Discord or like anything like TikTok and that whole situation. Might do a Patreon. If you guys want more content from me, I will potentially do a Patreon, but I won't do it if if there is an interest. So if there is, you let me know over on Twitter. Nathaniel, last comment. Forza Horizon 4 is the best race car game ever. It's Xbox only. Which one's the one I'm playing? Am I playing 4? I'm playing 4. I'm playing 5. I don't know, but I agree. It's great. So please, thank you. Please shift over all of like your comments and everything once the show's over to either the comments below or Twitter, because I check that place and here often. So thank you so much. I hope you're doing okay. Today's Saturday. I just have to keep reminding myself that. I know today's show went a little bit long. Usually they're 45 minutes, but we were having a great time chatting, and 7 movies takes a lot of time to talk about. But again, definitely watch Tales from the Hood, watch Ringu, and watch Host on Shudder. Shudder is not sponsoring me yet. Get on that, Shudder. But yes, highly recommend. Again, guys, be kind. Wear your mask, please. People are being so stupid outside, so protect yourself from stupidity and also be anti-racist. Okay, I will see y'all later. Bye.